This is Formula One.
Welcome to F1 Blogs. Before we get into today's exciting news, make sure you subscribe to the channel to stay on top of everything happening in the world of Formula One. We're dedicated to bringing you the latest updates, in-depth analyses, and exclusive content from the paddock. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss any of our content. Red Bull team principal praises Daniel Ricciardo on the F1 Nation podcast and leaves the door open, you never know. Daniel Ricciardo's roller coaster journey in Formula One took another twist in Singapore, where he raced what could be his last event for Racing Bulls in the Carb 01 car. The Australian driver, a fan favorite and an 8-time Formula One Grand Prix winner, found himself back in the Red Bull family during the 2023 season. He was brought in to replace Nyck de Vries in the junior Red Bull team after the Dutch driver struggled to make an impact during the first half of the year. De Vries, who failed to score points in the first 10 races, was swiftly replaced, with Ricciardo stepping into the seat alongside Yuki Tsunoda. But just a year later, it seems that Ricciardo has fallen victim to the same fate. Despite his undeniable talent and years of experience, the results haven't been up to par this season. With only 12 points to his name so far, Ricciardo finds himself 14th in the drivers' standings. His tally is 10 points behind teammate Yuki Tsunoda, matching the 12 points scored by Alexander Albon in the Williams, and only slightly ahead of Pierre Gasly, who has 8 points for Alpine. Liam Lawson has been called up once again to replace Ricciardo in the former AlphaTauri, now known as Racing Bulls, for the remainder of the season. Lawson, who showed promise in previous races, is expected to step in and help the team finish the season strong. If everything goes according to plan, Lawson will be behind the wheel for the last few races, while Ricciardo takes a step back. However, things within the Red Bull camp are rarely straightforward. Tensions have been rising within the team, and Christian Horner, Red Bull Racing's team principal, has made it clear that Ricciardo's future is still very much part of the team's considerations. Horner hinted that the Australian might still play a key role, not just in the junior team, but possibly even in the senior Red Bull team, depending on how things play out. Speaking on the F1 Blogs podcast, Horner expressed his desire to keep Ricciardo close. "I hope he stays in the sport. We've made it very clear that we want him to remain part of the team, at least in the role of ambassador," said the British team principal. This comment raised eyebrows, as it came just weeks after Ricciardo had been dropped from the car due to performance issues. What's particularly intriguing is how much faith Red Bull still seems to have in Ricciardo despite his recent struggles. Horner even revealed that the team had considered dropping Ricciardo as early as the Spanish Grand Prix in Barcelona, several months before his actual departure from the cockpit. He started the season with complications, and Miami was a weekend of two halves, Horner explained. On Friday and Saturday, he was fantastic. It looked like the Daniel of old, defending against Ferraris, overtaking, and showing his fighting spirit. But Sunday was disastrous. Around the time of the Spanish Grand Prix weekend in Barcelona, Helmut Marko, Red Bull's senior advisor, wanted him out of the car already. Horner's comments suggest that Ricciardo's inconsistent performances left the team in a difficult position. While there were moments where Ricciardo flashed his old brilliance, such as in Miami, the overall lack of convincing results forced Red Bull's hand. Yet, in an interesting twist, Horner implied that Ricciardo's seat might have been saved by none other than Sergio "Checo" Perez. Checo's struggles, a lifeline for Ricciardo? Sergio Perez, the Mexican driver currently racing for the main Red Bull team alongside Max Verstappen, has also faced significant pressure this season. Although Perez started the year strongly, with several podium finishes and a win, his form began to slip as the season progressed, leading to questions about his future within the team. According to Horner, Perez's drop in performance actually gave Ricciardo a bit of breathing room. Checo started the season very well, very strong, and Daniel was having trouble, Horner revealed. But when Checo's performance began to dip, Daniel was able to recover somewhat. However, it was never convincing enough for us to say, "All right, let's make a switch and change both drivers. Horner's words suggest that while Ricciardo's time behind the wheel has been disappointing, it hasn't been disastrous enough to completely close the door on his F1 career. Red Bull values his experience and the potential he still holds as a driver. The team knows Ricciardo's capabilities, and as Horner hinted, if things don't work out with either Lawson or Perez, Ricciardo could be called back into action. What's next for Ricciardo? Red Bull's insurance policy. Despite being replaced in the car, Ricciardo remains a valuable asset to the Red Bull organization. Horner's remarks make it clear that the team isn't entirely ruling out a future return for Ricciardo. Whether it's in the junior team or even the senior team, Red Bull wants to keep Ricciardo in their orbit, just in case. You never know what could happen, Horner said. If Liam doesn't perform, if Checo doesn't perform, we know what Daniel is capable of. He's proven himself over the years, and while things haven't gone well this season, we still believe in his talent. For now, it seems that Red Bull is keeping Ricciardo close as a form of insurance. With his extensive experience and proven ability to win races, he could be a valuable backup option if things don't work out with Lawson or Perez. Red Bull has seen firsthand what Ricciardo can do when he's at his best, and they're not ready to completely close the door on him just yet. That's all for today from F1 Blogs. What do you think about Ricciardo's future at Red Bull? Will he get another chance, or is this the end of the road for him in F1? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all the latest F1 news and analysis. See you in the next video.